Welcome back to Limbus Company Daily Mirror Dungeons. Last time we did a default center only run, and this time we're gonna do that but with some of the other centers. We only used 5 of the centers this time, so there's still 7 left we've yet to use. And we start with coffee and grains. Love to see it. And you know what? Why don't we start with the junkyard people? These guys have always been bunched together ever since we saw, like, that early, like, promotional thing of them in Chapter 2, or what we now know to be Chapter 2, in the junkyard looking at the cars. So what better way to start with than with these 3? And along the way, if possible, I'm gonna try to take new people. Yeah. I'll probably go for the recruit space just to make sure I can actually get people I didn't use last time. So let's see. Who is there? I think Faust, Mersault, Ishmael, and Gregor. Those are the 4 that we'll be looking for. I got stuck on Ishmael. Shh. Oh well. It's not like I forget about her. She's comedic in her own vaguely normal way. Keyword being vague. Okay, that left that guy on 1 HP. Good job, Yi-sung. And similar to last time, we're going to try not using any egos. No. We're not going to get any non-default egos to fit in with the default theme. We do not need them. All we need is our default power. The power's invested in us. I feel like that's a very strange way to put it, but it works. My constitutional rights to limb out. I'll go Dawn first. We don't need your soup. It is unnecessary.
이게 최선이겠죠?
늦으면 메피랑 먼저 갈 거야.
Well, default Sinclair is probably decent. I feel like I used him the other day, or for something? For the Rupture stuff, was it? No, I didn't. I was thinking about using him, and I think I decided against it. I definitely used him for something or other recently, though. Recentishly. I don't know. When you do so many of these runs and you commentate over them, they do start to blend together a little bit, but that's fine with me. Oh, yeah, halberd combo almost just killed him straight up, and Yi-sung started to finish off the job, so we just need to take out the other one, who is already staggered and in not a great position thanks to that fact. Nice. It is kind of strange to look at, like, the chibi battle sprites for the default centers, just because I never see them. And, like, I know that's my fault, because I really should be using the defaults more often. Because they work with some builds. They're a lot less gimmicky than a lot of the other identities, which is why I don't particularly like them, because I like playing for the gimmick. Which is kind of... I think this series has made that kind of often, with pretty much all the episodes having some sort of gimmick to them. And let's see who we can get here. Hopefully someone good. Ishmael. Alrighty. Default Ishmael, of course. So we'll probably use her then at some point. Still gonna stick with these 3 though, because it's the car trio. Okay, ting ting guys, easy enough. We've got some slash, so that'll do decent. There's this Pierce though, so Dawn's not gonna be able to do too much. Can use Joust though to get some resources, just so we can use Ego on this already very easy boss. As you do. Okay. Deflect, and then Dawn's gonna joust a little bit, do a little jousting. Wasn't enough ego resources to be able to use any of our default ego, unfortunately. I guess this is just kind of gonna show, like, these runs can do a good job showing that you don't need anything to do good mirror dungeon runs. It's not that hard. I think the mirror dungeon seemed a little like intimidating for maybe like the first couple, but like I think like other than a couple like of my like probably my first like 5 or so mirror dungeons, I think I lost like 2 of them, and I haven't like lost a genuine mirror dungeon run since. I've lost some of these like kind of stupid jokey ideas I've done for this series, like doing like only solo, or like stuff like only using a couple units that I really should be using more than just those couple units. Got some rupture. I don't think it matters that much, though. I'll take tomorrow's fortune. Might be able to get something good with that. And these are all people I used last time, so I'm just gonna take Ryoshu and not use her. Good thing we took Ishmael then, because otherwise I'd force myself to just use 3 people here. I guess I could just use the bus trio if I wanted to, or not bus trio. They're all bus people. The car trio. But I don't know if they're strong enough to warrant that. All things considered. You'd at least need, like, some more tanky units. These are probably 3 of, like, the most, like, frail sinners in the game. Just overall. Like, they die a couple. They do a little dying. Oh. Okay, Ishmael just lost a clash. Unfortunate. Ishmael, I know she's got a really funny animation with her, yeah, her secondary slide, because she actually does like a little slide in the animation. Less than 25 HP gain clash power in a clash. 1 clash power at less than 25% HP, though. Hopefully it never gets to that, then. I just can't warrant myself using egos for, like, these fights. They're just little baby people. They're just little bugmen. What if the bugmen have done nothing wrong? They eat people. That's true. You could say that's wrong, but like that's one of like the big themes of this game, that cannibalism is okay. This series in general. Cannibalism, it's okay. There's no issues with it. And I think that's like the best possible thing you get, if anything, from the series. Take that lesson to heart. Yeah, there's the slide. Very silly attack. I'm pretty sure Ishmael is like the first like person in the entire series to actually use a shield. Which is ever so funny. No Rosette Desire, we don't need it. Cause like, especially because like there's so much block stuff in Ruina, but like they don't use a shield for that. Even like the Zwei, despite their logo being a shield, none of them use shields. They just block with their swords. They're Zwei hunters. I could start. I'll start with Snag Harpoon for the joke. Why not? Might as well use egos more often. Dawn is very excited as always. Gotta respect it. God. Like the little like lines you see during like special attack animations, like the ego, they're such a nice touch. They're the kind of thing that like you don't necessarily, that it doesn't draw your attention at first though, but of course the more you've played this game, the more you've like pay attention to like the small things, even if those small things are as small as, wow, look at these lines and how they like their movement speed like varies during the attack. Okay, that guy's cut down by Sinclair. Nice. Well, this will be a stagger. Nice. And then, oh, that one's still alive. Interesting. Good job, Yisong. He's doing his best. Here you go. You can use your crow's eye view. Why not? We lose half of our ego resources every fight, so might as well put them to good use. But yeah, just look at like the little like funny lines, like, and how like during the animation they like speed up whenever something happens, and then they like slow down again. Some attack is more noticeable than others, but like this game's like UI and stuff is just so good. I don't know. Oh, Yisung's, I didn't even realize Yisung's still level 10. He doesn't need any of his Teth egos. It's not like they're that good. Probably. Choose an ampule. Let's level up the 2 people that have the egos, just so I can make sure that I don't choose their egos. That's not right. I don't want you, Ryoshu. You were like, you dealt the most damage in the previous episode. You don't need this episode too. Don't be greedy.
이게
Although you,
최선이겠죠?
as much as you do want to perfect your art, this isn't the time for you to do it. We've got better things to do than to just throw a knife at a chandelier
100초만 기다려줄게.
for whatever purpose you had.
폭들을 제거하겠어.
Your art, your performance. It matters not here. What matters is showcasing funny builds, I guess. Not even like funny that really.
적들이 흔들흔들.
We don't have there's not enough customization to allow for like really stupid funny build stuff. I do hope eventually they manage to incorporate some sort of like passive attribution system. I feel like that could be very broken, and it really doesn't synergize well with the current passives. Like being able to do stuff like the classic strategy in Runa of attributing Eugen's page to someone, to default identity, so they start with like 7 HP in a fight, and then they can immediately use Wrath of Torment to lose 7 HP and just kill themselves in order to buff all your allies.
폭들을 제거하겠어.
I think that's like the actual like speedrun strat for like the mid game, at least partially.
가라앉는군요.
I do. It is very cool to see like, I don't know how many people have speedrun like LobCorp and Runa, and like, I have watched one Runa speedrun a bit back. That was very interesting. I mean, the strategy was pretty much just use Yasod and use guns, which is like fair enough. It's fast. It works. There definitely were a lot of interesting strategies. Speedrun is the kind of thing that's always interested me, but like, I don't know if I could do it honestly. I think it's the menuing and stuff that would get to me.
늦으면 메피랑 먼저 갈 거야.
There's just so much like perfection you need to like speedrun like every single part of a game. I really like, you gotta respect speedrunners for it. It's an incredible thing to do. Especially in a game like Runa, that's like even the speedrun's like 8 hours long or something. Might be a bit less now, but it's somewhere within that ballpark.
폭들을 제거하겠어.
It just amazes me. Okay, that guy barely didn't get staggered and didn't die because of that. That's fine. This guy will die because he's weak to slash. Nice.
성공이야. 칼은 신나.
This guy's gonna live because he's weak to Wrath, but this is gonna be a 10 damage attack, so it's not gonna be enough. He got staggered though. And these rolls are gonna come in from the Sloth Bekatule,
적들이
which is
흔들흔들.
fine.
기회 아니야?
Pierce, none of these guys are weak to Pierce, so it's not gonna help too much. There. Sure, should work.
좋은 전략이네요. 가보죠.
Nice, 64. Pretty good. Oh, that inflicts blunt fragility. Really? I should take another look at that, I think. I don't think I've ever noticed that. I thought there was no blunt fragility in the game yet. Because none of the 7 association identities had blunt fragility, and you really would have expected one of them to.
바쁘니까 짧게 부탁드려요.
Yeah, blunt fragility. Alright, interesting. It's only 1, so it's not very significant. But it's still cool to see that. I mean, I've looked in the files, and of course I've seen like the fragility there. I've looked at the status effects, but I didn't actually know it was used by anything. Decent chance like one of the egos or something inflicts it too, because there's a bunch of like the sin fragilities and stuff there. And let's take the event. Electric Centipede. Funnily enough, we actually know the official name for this abnormality from this week's patch notes. This is the Electric Centipede. I know lightning's how you get the thing, but I kind of want to press... I think they said they fixed something about pressing the droplet-shaped button here. Because lightning-shaped button's how you get the E-gift. What happens if I choose this? Oh, it's a check. I don't think I've ever done this. Okay. Apply simulation pain to increase discharge. Twist body for so much for chance. Not out of joy. Speed +1 for this battle. Okay.
성공해서
Interesting. You don't get the ego gift, though, which is unfortunate, because it's a pretty strong ego gift, just being a damage up. Effectively by inflicting rupture with every attack.
늦으면
But it could be good for, like, speed builds, because I know you can also get the speed up for one battle from the, from KQE. Actually, I don't think I've ever heard anyone actually refer to the Abno as anything other than, like, the robot from the Refraction Railway. Its name is, like, KQE something. I don't know if that's, like, a recognizable enough way to phrase it, though. Sure, start with Snag Harpoon. The arm's absolutely going down here. This is overkill, but, like, that's how it is whenever you're fighting a single Snake Inquisitor with one arm. Like, the two-armed ones, yeah, they can take a little bit of time, especially in Refraction Railway. But, like, we've got, like, Pierce attacks coming, and this guy's not making it. Yeah.
적들이 흔들흔들.
Sinclair wasn't able to do anything, but that's fine. He could use his ego, but he doesn't need to, because he's got a stronger attack anyways from his actual Ravaging Cut. At least I think it's stronger, probably. Yeah, this guy, plus this guy resists Gluttony, so it's not really worth going for a Gluttony attack here. Yeah, Ravaging Cut just straight up staggers him. A little bit of blunt fragility, which does help us a bit, because it'll mean the slide deals a bit more damage. And this kills, I assume. Yep. Very nice. Victory. Snake Guy is easy enough. And let's see, what do I want here? Definitely not that, so I can just stick to this. That doesn't help. Defeating with Sloth or Blunt. We've got some Blunt. Non-Avnos take fixed damage, though. I'll just take this to make the next floor easier. And we take Gregor here. Absolutely. So that means the only people that we did not end up taking are Faust and Mersault, which is fine. Don't necessarily need them. What path do I take, though? Like, I mean, this path just looks really good. 2 fights, 1 normal, or no, yeah, 2 fights and 1 Abno, alongside 3 events in either a heal or a recruit space. Why not?
내가 나설 차례인가?
Okay.
하룬, 기다리는 거 못해.
Nothing too bad. Let's see, what does he do again? Rupture, inflict... Actually, a fair bit of rupture stuff. I mean, it's basically... Default Gregor is basically just worse G-Corp Gregor, if I'm not mistaken. Which is a funny way to go about doing it. Wonder if they're going to do something similar with N-Corp Sinclair, if it's just going to be base Sinclair but better. Because it did have a similar weapon, that being an actual halberd. So I don't think any of Sinclair's identities have a halberd beyond his default one. Probably just because it's a bit more strange of a weapon compared to a lot of them.
적들이 흔들흔들. 기회 아니야?
Let's see. You... It doesn't really matter. They're all staggered. They're all gonna die.
좋은 전략이네요. 가보자.
Should have gone for the lust there, thinking about it for the Cocky and Crane's benefit. That's fine, though.
고개 거울은
야호. 이기는 편, 우리 편.
Yahoo, indeed. And yeah, let's just go for the chain for the sake of it. Why not? Slide staggers, and then Dawn kills. Dawn does not kill. Yisong kills, because Yisong carries.
깨졌어.
Clearly. He will in time. In time. I feel like, I don't know why, those 3 things I seem to always rag whenever they get brought up, and that's Yisong, Yasun Yada for Otis, and Tremor. I don't know why, because they definitely can be good. I just think I guess they need more. I'll do the recruit space, just maybe you can take one of the people that we didn't get last time. and they can kind of tag along. Sure, Faust, you're gonna sit and watch. I'm sure Faust enjoys that greatly. You know what, Faust? You pick the rose. Good job. She contributed, even if she has been sidelined.
내가 나설 차례인가?
Alright, another snake guy and some other abnos. We can just, like... For justice, we'll do, I think, a fair bit. How does it even out? Yeah, it's still increased damage. Even if you resist Gluttony, it's still, weak to Pierce, and the Pierce weakness is greater than the Gluttony resistance. Ravaging cut that guy. Blunt attacks, I guess, for these two. They both resist Sloth, that's not great. Sure, you go for that, and then... You go for that. No, you should go for Snake Dude, since you've got Pierce. And then you deal with that guy. That should be good. Pretty good. At least stagger all the other abnos. Oh, yeah. Nice. Nice. I mean, this isn't gonna kill, but... Oh, it didn't stagger either. God. Face Ishmael's probably just one of the really weak ones. Doesn't she have, like, only single coin attacks? Which is, like, yeah, single coin, single coin, single coin. That's awful. I think her and, like, maybe Heathcliff... Or even Heathcliff, doesn't he have 2 coins on his, like, tertiary or something? Genuinely might just be the only... That just genuinely might be the only identity with only single coin. Oh no, there's also G-Corp Otis. Right, that too. Almost forgot about that, which is funny given how I've used it heavily in my own playthrough. And sure. That should work. It'll stagger that guy. Don't need to worry about clashing, really. It's also got the 0 speed due to the bug still. Oh well, that'll be fixed this week, I think. Yeah, still alive, that's fine. That staggered that guy at least. And yeah, they're both staggered, so they're both dead. Just for safety, make sure there's a fair bit of attacks going for each of them. Because you never know when you're getting trolled. And there we go. Another nice battle. Let's see, we've got a normal fight, then some events, and that'll be it. Everyone's 20. Who do I level up? I think you're doing the most, actually. Funnily enough, Sinclair is doing... He'd be a great help to the team. Okay. See... This guy resists the Pierce, so don't go for the Pierce. That guy does not resist the Pierce, so you can go for it. Shield Bash. And Jam, Downward Swing, should work. Oh yeah, this might... Oh, he still won it after all. He just lost one of the coins, which is fine. Wasn't really expecting him to do the most damage anyways. That Shield Bash just staggered though. Very nice to see. True. Okay, a little bit of damage. He took it though. He's still fine. He's alive. And now you can double halberd combo this guy. One of them's certainly going to get brought to another person, because the first one definitely kills. Let's stagger that guy? It did, nice. It's a heal 5 HP to start the combat phase, sure. Get a decent combo off there. Looks good. Okay, Ravaging Cut just kills, I think. Oh, exact damage, I think, on that. Hard to tell for certain, but it seemed like that, that's for sure. Hopefully that's a kill.
적들이
Just this guy left.
기회
He
아니야.
may be tanky and annoying, but that'll only save him for so long. I don't think he can survive 8 attacks coming at him. We've got like... Yeah, we've got the full rainbow of attacks coming for him.
해낸 거 맞죠?
Pretty funnily enough.
손쉽구만.
Victory. Yeah, that's pretty much the end. I guess we've got... I mean, end before the boss, that is. And let's do Gregor. Sure, he's good. Yeah, 2 events. Simple enough. I know not to do this one because it just burns you. Or is that... No, Photopia is the one... Does it just burn you, or is it... That might be the one that's the skill power down. Is it? Is that the Photopia one? No, I think Photopia is a different one. It's one of the eye ones, I think. Maybe. I don't remember. Let's see, I'll play paper. There we go. Voodoo Doll, just a little bit of damage to the enemies and a little bit of weaken.
효율적이라면
Wee bit of weaken. Wee bit of weaken. Oh, more snakes.
기다리는 거
But here's the double snake guy.
1초만 기다려줄게.
Okay, so yeah, weak to Pierce. Don't have any Pierce ego. Oh, I took Impending Day. I just realized that. Oh well, I'm just not gonna use it. It's the same effect overall. It doesn't really matter. Just very vaguely bothers me. In the kind of way where it really doesn't matter, but like, you better believe it's gonna bother me still. Oh, let's just conserve the egos though. No need to do any of them, right? Ooh. That's not good. Okay, he turned it around though. Good job. Did a little bit of damage to that arm. And this should be good damage because weak to Wrath. Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's the one I was not very certain about its success chances, but I didn't really have too much of another choice. And she took it fine enough.
하루 기다리는 거 못해.
Let's see.
1초만 기다려줄게.
Blunt, Pierce. Oh wait, no, Blunt, Pierce. I mixed up. Yeah, Blunt, Pierce, Pierce, / Blunt. So these two are what we want. One on left arm, one on right arm, I think. Oh, you cannot clash right now. Shh. You would just die. That means you can go for one side attack though on left arm. Yeah, just have Yusong redirect it.
좋은 전략이네요.
This should be good.
가보죠.
Yeah, the paralysis won't bother her next turn. It'll just mean that she's incapable of helping right now. It wouldn't have been as bad if she actually had more attacks and had more than one coin, but that was kind of her downfall in that sense. Oh well. Sangre de Sancho. Got the head, so she'll get a little bit of healing. Not that she needs it, but always nice. Nice damage. Of course, it's Lust, so Coffee and Cranes triggers. Coffee and Cranes isn't actually too much of a help here just because we've got such like a rainbow of skills with this team. Probably because we're building around variety instead of a gimmick this time.
흔들흔들. 기회
Okay, that was... What? You saw that too, right? Just the massive status effects. Is that just the defense level down? Did we do that? I guess we did, somehow. Who knows? Let's see which one. Left arm needs slightly more, but that should be fine. And the jag. And downward swing and for adjusts that arm. That should do it.
좋은 전략이네요. 가보죠.
And if it doesn't do it, it'll do it in the future. Oh yeah, that one.
부위가 조금
Very
있어.
dead.
계속해도 돼.
Yeah, for Justice is the big damage dealer here, though. And yeah. Cleaned up both arms. So now just gotta take down the guy himself.
기회 아니야.
It shouldn't be too bad. Let's see, when do you resist a blunt and gloom? So snag harpoon does nothing for it. I mean, I think the only ego we can use here that actually does anything is Dawn's, I believe. And I could redirect, but I think he might just die. So I'm not too worried about it. Maybe I should have been worried about it. Yeah. Oh well. He does so much self-damage to himself, and if he takes out a couple sinners, oh, who do we care? He can do it. He can have a little sinner as a treat. Weak, yeah, this will do good damage. It won't be enough to kill, but it's close. It's close. Oh, he bled himself. Or no, he didn't even bleed himself to death. His 10 self-damage on his attacks did it. So it worked out in the end. Just barely. But it would have been fine even if that didn't work out.
그래도 칭찬해주셔서 감사해요, 관리자님. 그 순간 제 어머니가
I was
생각났어요.
reminded of your mother for a moment. Huh? I don't think I've ever seen this line before. I thought I looked through all their speech lines and didn't see anything noteworthy. Interesting. Glad you're so touched by that, Sinclair. You really did do the most. Not that that's too shocking. Gregor didn't do very much, but that's because he was taken at the end. Even if I did bring him up levels, it didn't matter. Well, this one's pre-recorded, so no daily extractions this time. But yeah, I think that'll be all for this time. Thank you for watching. In total, we used all the between this episode and last episode, we used all the default identities except for Faust and Mersault, which I think is fine because I don't really think those two default identities need to be used. That's okay. Yeah, thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.